You're listening to Soap Dirt, the latest in television entertainment news.
Hey there, Y&R fans. It is Belinda from Soap Dirt, and I want to talk about Sally and Adam. And, things sparked for them last week, and I know a lot of you, including me, that ship these two were really excited to see them get intimate again. Is this about to be a life-changing moment for them? Is a rainbow baby ahead? Let's talk about it. But if you haven't already, please reach down, click subscribe so you don't miss any of our Young and the Restless updates. So if you do not know the term rainbow baby, just real quickly, it is a baby born after a miscarriage, a stillbirth, or an infant death from natural causes. So just to be specific, that does not include abortion, okay? It's a baby that dies because some kind of medical mishap. Of course, Adam Newman and Sally Spectra's little girl Ava died right after birth because it was just too early and her lungs weren't yet formed. You may recall Dr. Elena Dawson came to talk to Adam, and there was this discussion about saving Sally's life versus their baby's life, but then Elena told him the baby was not going to survive anyway. And so they just needed to try and save Sally. And that's, it wasn't even really a decision. They kind of told him this is how it's going to go. And he's like, okay. But Sally blamed him. She even went so far as to say that he was the reason their little girl died. That ripped out Adam's heart. I mean, Sally was merciless, but she was grieving. She said horrible things, but she was grieving. She was hormonal. It was awful. It was just an awful situation. And he was dealing with all that plus the loss of his child. So Adam kind of had basically this double gut punch of loss, dealing with her accusations and then losing their daughter that he was excited to meet and raise. Thankfully, Sally Spectra dropped that line of anger not long after she went to visit her family and talk things over with her sister and her Grams. That's the nickname she has for her great aunt who raised her and her sister Coco Spectra. Sally sat down with Adam when she got back and told him, she talked to them and she got a better perspective, and she acknowledged she was wrong to say those things to him. She understands he's grieving too. That was a huge leap forward towards them getting back to being friends, and it laid the groundwork for more. And of course, Sally insisted she wanted to be with Nick Newman, but my feelings on Nick and Sally are this. Nick targeted her because he knew Adam loved her and wanted to marry her despite dumping her to try and save her job. Nick saw an opportunity to screw Adam over and he jumped in. So all of Nick's recent talk about not wanting to be in this position again, that falls on deaf ears with me. He intentionally put himself in that position. He did it on purpose to screw over his baby brother. And Sally, still loving Adam and not loving Nick, I think it's karmic for him making the douche move to steal a woman that he knew his brother loved. And sure, Sally said she was falling for Nick towards the end there. I don't believe it though. I think she was kind of trying to gaslight herself into having some feelings for him. Remember when she asked him, what kind of woman would I be if I can't fall in love with you? Maybe the woman who loves someone else. Nick is not everybody's dream guy. He's hot as heck. He's rich, those dimples. He is a zaddy to be sure, but not the man for her. And now we have Sally and Adam having this night of passion. She was emotional and he was feeling a certain way about his dad's alleged illness and mental decline, and they comforted each other. I suspect that Adam thinks that this night of sex means they're back together. But there is a concerning spoiler for this week that says he gets a reality check. I'm taping this before that spoiler plays out, so I'm interested to see if it's something from one of the Newmans who's just hating on him as usual, or maybe his dad, or maybe it's Sally saying, don't read too much into this. She keeps telling him that. Don't read too much into that kiss we shared. Don't read too much into me not telling Nick I love him. Don't read too much into me saying I still have feelings for you. Let's be real. Adam reading into it or not, it's pretty clear Sally does still love him, but she feels like he's a bad choice. It's like me and carbs, I love a donut with my coffee, but I realize that's not a healthy relationship. So I stick to coffee without the pastry. But do I love a donut? Hell yeah. So, maybe Adam is Sally's donut. The kind with sprinkles that melts in your mouth. You guys know what I mean. That sounds more inappropriate than I meant it to. All right, back to the point of all this buildup. Do you remember the last time that Sally and Adam spent one night together? That was their passionate goodbye. She slept with Adam. She told Nick she did. She said it was a goodbye. And like the brother hater he is, he forgave Sally and doubled down on keeping her away from Adam. But that one night was enough for Adam's super sperm to wiggle into one of her eggs. Given that they just had one more special night, did his swimmers do the job again? I mean, she hasn't gotten pregnant by Nick all this time, but maybe she was very diligent about her birth control. Each time they got busy, I don't know, she's on the pill, if it's a diaphragm, if it's condoms, and there's so many different kinds of birth control. Since Sally and Adam had a moment of unanticipated passion, maybe she was careless with her contraception. Gosh, I mean, I hope so, right? I would so love to see Adam and Sally make a rainbow baby. Not that, Y&R needs more babies that we never see. I mean, heaven knows little Mariah, and Tessa's daughter, rarely seen, but then again, so were they. So Sally turning up pregnant would probably necessitate another DNA test because Adam slid into her sheets that were still warm from his big brother. And I'm certain Nick would be thrilled if the baby was his, not because he wants Sally anymore, but just as a middle finger to Adam. So what I'd really like to see is Sally Spectra and Adam Newman's relationship get a redo of sorts, and them making this rainbow baby would bring them full circle. And of course, it would make Nick and Victor's heads explode if Sally was pregnant again. Victor doesn't want her with either of his sons, and Nick doesn't want her with his brother. But Adam loves her, and Nick claims to. I'm not buying his declarations of love, honestly, because his feelings for her are so tangled up with his feelings of unreasonable hatred towards his little brother. By the way, that's the brother who twice saved Faith's life in the span of a couple of months, despite the enormous risk to him, both to his freedom and to his health. So, let me know what you guys think. Do you want to see Adam and Sally with another baby, a rainbow baby, and on their way to a reunion and getting back together? Or do you not want them together? I think they are definitely destined. It's going to happen. The question is about this rainbow baby. It's been on my mind a lot ever since they fell into bed together, and that's what I'm cheering for. We'll see how it goes. Definitely drop your comments below on this whole Adam and Sally situation. Click subscribe if you haven't already so you don't miss any of our Y&R updates. Click a like if you enjoyed it, and come back soon. I love talking Young and the Restless with you guys every single day. This has been Belinda at Soap Dirt. Thanks for tuning in.
Thank you for being a loyal listener. Follow us wherever you get your podcast, because you don't want to miss the next episode. Soap Dirt is on all the major podcast platforms, including Apple Podcast, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and more.